Here from UPMC Park in Erie, Pennsylvania on the Ponies pregame show. Cam Manna with the infielder in Nick Lucky. Nick, thanks so much for taking the time, man.
Of course, no problem.
Tell me about this process over the last few weeks, coming back to affiliated ball here with the Mets. What has this roller coaster of a ride been for you?
I mean, it's obviously a blessing. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. It was, being able to play indie ball 35 minutes from home and just like always having that opportunity of getting back into affiliate ball is obviously awesome. Obviously, you have to perform and do well, but it's nice being able to be at home and play and everything like that. But then obviously, the result of playing well there is getting this opportunity, and you just have to take it and run and do whatever you can to keep allowing yourself to be in this position and, do what you can to be out there on the field every day.
Take me through how the Mets came to be. What was that phone call like? Where were you? And what were the emotions when the Mets signed you?
So I'll be honest, it was an off day on Monday after our games, like after our 6 games at home. And I was sleeping and I woke up at 11. And literally 2 minutes after I woke up, my phone started ringing and it was our manager. And obviously you could tell like my voice was kind of like the just woken up voice. And I picked up the phone and I was like, "What's up, peeps? How you doing?" He was like, "Good. What are you doing? Sleeping?" And I was like, "I just woke up." Yeah. And he was like, "Well, get up. The Mets are signing you." And obviously I was shell shocked. And at first, like obviously I believed him, but at first, like it takes that second to process. And I got up out of bed. Obviously my parents, I live at home still. So my dad was home, but my mom wasn't home. So I called her right away and told her. And then my dad was out doing yard work or something. So I walked out into the driveway and he was just standing there. He was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I'm going to Double A." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "With the Mets." And he was obviously started getting a little teary eyed and everything. But yeah, it was amazing.
How priceless of a reaction is that? You wake up from a nap and then you get to go out and tell your dad he's working on the lawn. How priceless of a reaction is that for you?
I mean, it's amazing. You couldn't draw it up any better. It was obviously surprising to all of us. But like you said, it was just an amazing experience and a surprise to me and my family, obviously.
So let's go back in time, Nick. Denver, Pennsylvania, at a high school, you were drafted, decided to go to Coastal Carolina. When you look back on that journey and how young you were when you were drafted, that decision to go to Coastal Carolina, what was that process like?
It was just kind of like we talked about earlier, like being from a small part of Pennsylvania. Obviously the baseball, it's still good, but it's not that high caliber, like high high school baseball that like people see in Florida and California and stuff like that. So it's not that I doubted myself in terms of the play. It's just like I was like, if I go to college at Coastal Carolina, obviously it was an up and coming school. They were really good at the time. They won the national championship a couple years prior, and they were kind of on the rise. So I was like, I'll go there, develop as a baseball player and a person, and just kind of get more mature as an individual and a baseball player, and just see what happens. And it's kind of what I did. Went there for 5 years. Obviously, COVID kind of put a wrinkle in everything, in terms of baseball all around the country, and just life in general. But yeah, I mean, went there for 5 years, did my time, wouldn't trade it for anything. Obviously, nothing happened after that. But then got into indie ball right out of college my senior year, and got signed the following year, and then went from there. So yeah.
We're here on the pregame show with Nick Lucky. So you come out of Coastal, you mentioned going to indie ball.
Yep.
What were the conversations and maybe the mental battle at times to know that you had to take a different route out of college?
It's just constantly always believing in yourself and knowing that you have the ability to do this and earn a spot somewhere. Like I said, COVID really put a wrinkle in everything, limiting the teams, limiting the number of roster spots, in all of affiliate baseball and kind of just everywhere. But like you said, just constantly having that belief that you can do it and just never giving up. I know it sounds cliche, but it's the reality of what happened. Just believing in myself, knowing that I'm no different than people here or anywhere really, and just being able to believe in myself and get after it and just do whatever I can to play well and earn a spot.
You mentioned the word belief a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Why is belief a big part of your game, your mentality, and how did that come to be for Nick Lucky?
I mean, it's just if you don't believe in yourself, then you're probably not gonna be super successful as an individual. And obviously, with baseball being a failure sport, you're gonna fail 7 times out of 10. So just being able to know after you have a bad game or you're in a slump or whatever it is, you have the belief and the trust in yourself to get out of that slump and figure out whatever your issue is and continue to improve and be better. And just, yeah, I mean, like I said, believing in yourself is the biggest thing I feel like when it comes time to this game, just because of how taxing it is on your mind and everything like that. And just, yeah.
For this series here in Erie, 4 hits last night. You've played the infield, you've played the outfield, you were part of a new clubhouse. What has this team been like so far, and just the excitement last night for what you did at the plate and a big time win for this group?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody in the locker room has kind of welcomed me with open arms, and no one is really standoffish or anything like that, which is obviously the best thing coming into a new clubhouse, not really knowing a lot of the guys. But everybody seems to get along with me well. I get along with everybody well. Everybody's easy to talk to. Like I said, they're not standoffish, nothing like that. It's all just grown men trying to play the game of baseball, and we're here playing the kids' game for fun, and you just got to remember that at the end of the day.
Outside of baseball for Nick Lucky, what do you like to do?
So when I was growing up, we had a cottage in Maryland, like right on the water. So obviously, like we would go there every summer before I started getting into summer ball and stuff like that, or even when we had opportunities that during summer ball to go, we would go. And I'm a big water sports guy, skiing, wakeboarding, stuff like that. Unfortunately, we don't have the cottage anymore, but I like to hunt in the off season. But yeah, like I said, water sports, hunting, just being outside. I don't really like to sit inside a ton. It's kind of just, I feel like being younger and growing up in that generation where you're constantly outside and doing stuff, it kind of just sticks. And that new generation is, I feel like, the opposite. So you kind of got to get them to get outside and put the iPads down and stuff like that. But yeah, being outside and just enjoying life.
For off recording, I do have a funny jet skiing story for you. But last one for you, Nick. Being here with the Rumble Ponies, getting another shot.
Yep.
How important is it every day for you, just having this, grateful opportunity? What's the mindset every day when you're showing up at the ballpark?
I mean, go 100%, balls to the wall. I mean, it's what I've done my whole life pretty much. And I'm not going to change now. So yeah, just not taking that opportunity for granted and just giving it your best shot every single day. And like I said, going balls to the wall and not taking a pitch off or taking anything off. So yeah,
The infielder in Nick Lucky. Nick, thanks so much, man.
no problem. I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.